Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of the Villainous Times for June 10th, which is a Sunday. The Sunday I saw Prometheus. Now, um, while my expectations were fairly high, um, in my brain and in my heart was very like, oh my goodness, this movie is gonna be amazing, with the expectation that it's not an Alien prequel, but in the same universe, which potentially could be lead up to an Alien type movie continuation or something like that. My brain's expectation was potentially this is just going to be terrible because it's going to be like super special effectsy and not about the scary um, semi quasi origin. Quasi meaning just less than mostly origins of the aliens. Um, so anyway, I love the opening of the film. Beautiful, fantastic. Sets the tone. The music is fantastically done throughout the score. Is quite beautiful. Not as eerie as I thought it would be from the trailers. But if you don't know, the sound or part of the score in the first Prometheus trailer you ever got to watch is actually the part of the score from the original Alien, the first Alien film's score, which is fantastic because that was an amazing movie. Anyways, so the opening, it's fantastic. Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna try and ruin this as much. Like, I'm not gonna give you any. What's that word? That word that confuses and ruins movies for people. Anyways, I'm not going to ruin the movie by giving you information other than my personal opinion of the film. But if you take away from uh, what I give you, it enhances hopefully the film for you, or lightens your expectations. Quite possibly it ruins it for you because you have no care for the movie at all. Anyway, so the opening tone is fantastic um, of the film, sets it very nicely. I did think that they were going to spend more time leading up to the adventure into space, but I was okay with the way they handled that because, well, the film was long and it was good. Anyways, so they get into space and it's great. The sets for the chambers and the ship are really, really well done. If you notice, a lot of the little background things are moving, and people are playing with cool little phone gadgets and stuff like that on the space station. Um, David, I'd have to say, probably is my favorite character. If you watch the preview trailer for David online, where they make the robot and it's a commercial for the selling of Wayland Industries Empire's new staple robot, which is David, lifelike human. Anyway, his line where he tells you, "I would be willing to do things that humans might seem unethical." Uh, totally thought that played into the film, where he was instructed to do things to achieve goals, not necessarily his goals, but where he was instructed to achieve goals, and he did that without moral conscience, which was awesome. I totally thought Michael Fassbender did a great job with that. Charlize Theron, great job as well. She looked great for the role, and I think that has that character looked. She wanted to make that character look that certain way because it is tied to the Wayland Industries and being a strong female character in that film, which is wicked. Um, the A couple scenes she did really good, where her surprise and of her actions and what happened were cool. They matched the yeah. Numi Ripace, fantastic job. Strong female character, super dedicated to being in shape and amazing looking for her roles. Yes, fantastic, good job. What else? Liked most of the side characters. Did a great job. Um, the acting, I would have to say, overall was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed how the actors were drawn into the universe, into the sets, and into each other. I think that for what the script had to offer, like what the script's goal uh, was very held true by what the film says, like production and whatnot. Um, Pardon me. What else? So I did score. The acting was good. The story was pretty good. I personally liked how they kept it quasi-earthbound, so to speak, in expectations of story. But I loved what they did with the virus, which is the ooze, which is basically like the opposite of what the aliens are. The aliens are the perfect genetically modified uh, version of uh, what they've wanted to become. So they're fantastic in what they are, um, and that's exactly what they should be if you are that awesome at altering genetics, basically, right? I mean, if you could do that, they'd all be perfect, and they were. Now, when we talk about the virus, which are the aliens, which is the biped, the face hugger egg type things, the virus that spawns um, them as they are a predatory virus. Basically, they are killers, and that's all their instinct is. I don't know if they probably don't live very long. Like an alien, a queen probably lives for a while, but the little ones probably don't. But I loved how they left the virus, the ooze that spawns them, as a perfect identifier. As okay, my of altering the genetic code of what it's infested in order to spawn either the perfect face hugger or the perfect killing machine for what that body is able to handle. Awesome job with that. I love how it leaves the whole realm of what the aliens are to your imagination and what they could be and how they've come about. Obviously, the facehuggers that spawn from eggs are uh, they're a version of the virus that is set up, like engineered and ready to go from launch, right? Whereas the ooze is a base version of the virus, hasn't attached itself to any physical or other form of DNA in order to adapt itself to make that killing machine out of it. So that was awesome. I love how it leaves it to your imagination. It's not like telling you to make like have this expectation of the alien always being exactly what your mind does, and that goes in line with Alien 3, where the alien comes from the dog, and it's more of a biped or a quadruped, pardon me, which is awesome. I loved how that one goes around the walls. Super great. Um, the theme, like the elements of the movie, there are some. It's pretty intense. There are a lot of really cool scenes that draw you in and make you like you're attached to those characters, which is wicked. Could have been a little bit more of that, like. But I don't know how that would have worked within the scheme of the film. It would have had to be longer, more Earth time, more travel time on the ship, a little bit more time on the planet, stuff like that. But so I think they did good with what it is. Um, Yeah, I think that will be it. Prometheus, great film. Out of 10, I'm gonna probably give it 8.3. Personally, uh, if I were to like sit it side by side by Avengers, Avengers was like a 10, but that's in like a totally different scope of 10. Like because Aliens, pardon me, Prometheus is like the first sci-fi film that I've been excited for and watched in theaters and for a long time. So to me to score with my expectations 8.3, that's probably like a regular person's 10. Whereas Avengers was just like something totally different, hilarious, fantastic Hulkness. Mark Ruffalo, you did a great job. Anyway, acting was awesome. Score was awesome. Dialogue was pretty good. What they wanted to achieve was good. Prometheus, good film. Go watch it. I'll be right back with part 2 for Sunday, where I talk about the ridiculousness of my new facial hair.